Welcome to the deep dive. We sift through the details so you get the key insights. Today, our mission is getting under the hood of the online slot game Wild Scarabs. We've looked at a detailed review covering its features, its gameplay, basically trying to figure out what makes it tick.
Yeah, from the whole ancient Egypt theme, but with a twist to its specific mechanics. It's pitched as an oasis of golden winds, not just, another dusty tomb game.
Exactly. And what jumps out right away is the core setup. It's a 5x3 grid, but with 243 ways to win. So you're not tracking specific lines. Any adjacent matching symbols from the left work. It feels different when you play.
Yeah.
And crucially, it's medium volatility.
Medium volatility, right. So a balance between frequent small wins and the chance for bigger ones.
Precisely. It aims for that middle ground, trying to keep things engaging without huge dry spells or only massive rare payouts.
Okay, let's talk visuals.
Yeah.
Because that's where it first seems to break the mold a bit. Instead of dark tombs, it's this oasis setting near the pyramids. Much brighter, more open. Yeah, that's a deliberate choice. You've got these polished purple and gold graphics, the Nile backdrop, temples, pyramids. It feels less, claustrophobic.
Definitely less claustrophobic, more inviting. Does that tie into who the game is for?
I think so. It feels welcoming, and the betting range reflects that too. You can play from just 20 cents a spin all the way up to $150.
So pretty broad appeal in. Casual players and higher rollers.
Exactly. It covers a lot of ground, and the RTP is solid too, 96.28%. Pretty standard, maybe slightly above average for the industry.
Okay, let's get into the symbols. What are we seeing on the reels?
Well, your lower paying ones are these 6 sort of colorful gemstones. They fit the bright oasis vibe quite well.
Right, and the higher value ones.
That's where you get the classic Egyptian stuff. The Eye of Ra, the Ankh, Anubis, Horus. Familiar icons, but in that slightly different setting.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, the special symbols are usually key. What do we got here?
2 main ones. First is the wild, it's a golden scarab. Does the usual job, substitutes for most symbols except the scatter, and it pays out anywhere from 2.5x up to 37.5x your bet if you land 5 of them.
Okay, standard wild function, but with decent payout potential. And the scatter.
That's represented by, it looks like ibis bird wings around a gemstone. This one's interesting because it does 2 things. It triggers the free spins, obviously, but it also gives you scatter wins just for landing them anywhere, from 1x up to 100x your total bet for 5.
100x just for landing 5 scatters, even before free spins. That's quite generous.
It is. Adds a nice bit of potential even on spins that don't trigger the main bonus.
All right. Now, you mentioned features centered around the wild. This wild deal thing sounds intriguing. How does that work?
Yeah, this is clever. If a wild symbol lands only on the middle reel, reel 3, and it doesn't create a win on its own.
Which can be frustrating, right? A wild that does nothing.
Exactly. But here, the game steps in. It activates the wild deal feature and adds up to 4 extra wilds onto the other reels. And the key thing is, it guarantees you a win from that spin.
So it turns a near miss or even a total miss with a wild into a guaranteed prize. That feels like smart design. Less frustration for the player.
Definitely. It smooths out the experience. And then there's the free spins bonus itself, triggered by 3 or more of those scatter symbols.
Okay, how many spins do you get?
You start with 10 free spins, but, and this is the really cool part, it has this mechanic with unused wilds. Any wilds that land during free spins but don't form part of a win get collected. They go into a sort of stacked wilds meter.
Collected. Okay, what happens then?
Once you run out of your initial 10 spins, if you have 3 or more wilds collected in that meter, the game releases them back onto the reels as stacked wilds. This guarantees a win, and the free spins keep going as long as these collected wilds can form wins.
So the 10 spins isn't really a hard limit. It can extend quite a bit if you collect enough wilds.
Potentially, yes. It adds this extra layer of anticipation watching that meter fill up and hoping for a big release at the end.
That sounds pretty engaging. And what about the overall feel? Music, interface.
The music is described as dramatic. Fitting the theme helps build the atmosphere, and the interface is pretty standard, user-friendly. You've got autoplay, easy bet adjustments, all the usual controls.
Okay. So wrapping it up, what's the overall verdict on Wild Scarabs?
I'd say it delivers a really solid, visually appealing slot experience. It's quite straightforward in many ways, but the wild features, especially that wild deal and the collecting wilds and free spins, add a nice twist. Medium volatility, good RTP, accessible bets. It ticks a lot of boxes. The max win isn't enormous, around 1,733x the bet, and it perhaps lacks, really deep multi-layered bonuses some players crave.
But it sounds like it focuses on doing a few things well, particularly with those wild mechanics.
Precisely. It's polished and focuses on engagement through those core wild features.
So, for you listening, what's the takeaway? Wild Scarabs seems to offer that familiar Egyptian comfort food, but served up in a fresher, brighter setting with some genuinely clever mechanics that focus on making wilds more rewarding. Decent potential, engaging flow.
Yeah, and it prompts an interesting thought, doesn't it? In a world of increasingly complex slots with tons of features, maybe there's something really appealing about a game like this that's more, let's say, straightforward but executes its core ideas really well.
Yep.
Does that kind of elegant simplicity sometimes lead to a more enduring or satisfying experience than just piling on complexity? Something to think about maybe in terms of what makes a game enjoyable long term.